There we go. Got that fixed. Uh, well, if you have caught this, this is the pre-show for Pete's Tecton. We starting here in a few minutes. This is a long play podcast, so nothing short. So probably usually around 45 minutes. But yeah, that's what this is. So don't expect any kind of short review video because it's not going to be that. Okie dokie. Okay. Okay. Just squaring away one last thing before we start. Okay, just make sure that's working. We're gonna start here in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Looks like. Wow, that's sweet. It's found that there was. I was. I'd always, to watch the chat on YouTube, I'd always just open up a live page. And I just found that from the live control room, there's a button down there, right down at the bottom. Well, not really a button, a link. You can click on, and it just says open live chat in new room. So it allows you to just have just the chat. That's all I need. So. As far as I know, it's just me. Nobody out there. But we will see if we can get some people out here. I'll start here in a few minutes. It is time to start. Welcome to Pete's Tech Den, show number 37, as filmed on January 29th, 2016. This is where we talk about ways in which we can take old tech and reuse it in new and cool ways, and also just in general about how we can, do cool things with technology without spending a whole lot of money. And so we talk about lots of cool stuff. Tonight we're going to be talking about an open source project that I found this last week. Super cool. But yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Okay, so this project is called Sandstorm. It's one of these, I guess, one of these projects that, you know, allows you to, kind of create your own personal cloud. Um, but it's got some nice features that I found pretty sweet. Um, but yeah, so Sandstorm. There's basically two ways to get it. You can either, obviously here, you can get it by just managed hosting from them. Uh, the free plan, I mean, you think about that and it's like, well, um, 200 megabytes doesn't sound like a whole lot. But right now, I'm just using their free plan because I just started using it. Um, the free plan, you can still do some pretty cool stuff with that. We'll talk about what the 5 grains mean. Um, but yeah, then it's got basic, and then power user, which you're gonna have to be big time before you get up to that, I think. Or the other option is self-hosted, um, which is is basically you can either get their business features, which adds some other things, and then, but for anybody, free, and pretty awesome. Yeah, installing it is like, I haven't done it yet because I'm probably going to spin up my own my own server once I figure out which old computer I'm going to put it on. But basically, right now, I think it's just, I think they just have it here for, the one that they mention is Ubuntu. But basically, you just call this script, and they even show this video, which I actually wanted to bring up, because it's really simple. I mean, this is 30 seconds. Like, this is an actual video of the script and what it does. And you see they say yes to install it. Yes, they want to continue. Then you get with it, with every install, if you want it, you can get a free subdomain of this. So it'll be basically whatever you want .sandcats.io. So in this case, they're giving it cool server. Then you have to give your email address, and then it's done. Like, pretty fast. And it's set up, and now you can go. Now you can begin the diving into it and seeing what cool things you can do with it. Pretty simple. But if you just use our self-hosted, that's pretty simple. You just go to oasis.sandstorm.io and you can either create an account here or you can sign in if you already have one. You can obviously use your GitHub or your Google or just use an email address. The kind of interesting thing that I found with them is like rather than having to create and remember your password, they kind of go to a different route, and um, they have this thing when you want to log in, you type in your email address, and then it'll fire you back a one-time password, which you can either copy and paste it into the box, or what you can do is you can um, in the email there's actually a link um, where you can just click and it'll just automatically log you in. So that's what I just did because that's going to be. And this is what it looks like once you get into it. Um, and this is what makes it really cool is that to start using it, you go here and you go to the App Store to start installing apps. I mean, it's basically like your smartphone. I mean, in a lot of ways, in that um, it's just one-click installs. Let's see, side. Um, I mean, it's got like bunches of things that you are gonna be a lot of people need. Like ones that I already have installed are like an Etherpad, which is like your word editor, document editor, but it has real-time collaboration. You can have multiple people editing it at the same time. Super cool. I mean, you've got stuff like file storage. You can do multi-user spreadsheets. Um, Another one that I really liked is this paperwork, note taking, kind of like your Evernote, OneNote, your Apple's OneNote application replacement, kind of a thing. The only downside to it is right now all they have is a web interface. Um, but yeah, so super easy to install. Let's just do this one, file drop. Just kind of show you what it does. Um, and then you just say click, create a new drop. Boom, you're up and ready to go. Now, I mean, with this one, obviously, file drop is not going to be the most useful, just because you only have 200 megabytes. Um, but the nice thing is, I mean, obviously, you can rename these to whatever you want. Is you can create, you can share this with other people very easily, either using a link or sending them an invite, and you can set them to what they can do. Can they view? Can they just view, or can they add it to the links? I think it's just that same. Then you can also see who has access. Obviously, this one doesn't. You can also it allows you to download a backup, which it's super easy to uh, restore a backup up to Sandstorm, which is really nice. Also, look at a debug log, and then also delete. But yeah, here are the grains that I have. I obviously have paperwork, which is super nice note-taking app. As it comes up here, one feature I've noticed on like the notes is the ability to say, let me look at one where I've like done some editing on it. Like this one. Like, this is really nice. Over here, so you've got this kind of looks like a clock with the arrow going backwards. It's called note history. So I can like scroll back through the history of the note, which if you accidentally save and edit that you didn't want to, can be super nice. And it's like thought I was like, that's really cool. It's nice, easy, simple way to go through it. Um, but yeah, this has pretty much got all the basic note things that you need. Because you can, when you're editing a note, you can upload a document if you need to. You can put in tags to help you kind of group things together. But yeah, basic. But the one that I wanted to like, the one that kind of found interesting is like, in a lot of ways, this could be your replacement for your, you know, Google Docs. I mean, in a way, um, because this is a cool thing. Is like with real time, and it's quite. I mean, just show you, as you can see, I have another user logged in so that I can show you. Now I'm gonna type on the other user, and you can see how. Actually, you know what? Let's just. Okay. Let's see. No, that's not the one I want. Okay, there it is. Okay, so bring in. Okay, so there's one down in the corner. That's the one I'm gonna be typing on, and then you can see how quickly the big one changes. Kind of show you. So we're gonna delete something. Like, as for I mean, pretty crazy. Um, like just how, you know. I mean, it's not quite like perfectly in sync, and I mean it is, both of it's being done from the same machine, but I mean it's connecting to the server up in the cloud. So that's pretty. It's pretty good. And this thing also has the. Uh, should do it on. We're gonna do it on the other one. We'll do it on this one so you can see it better. It's also got the in time feature, going back in time, um, and what each user does is actually you can have it set up to do like color code and stuff like that. But you can actually, you know, watch in real time what what happened, and a lot of times you can actually scroll. I mean, scroll back through this like usually, it's about you're going back. It's usually like a letter or two or something like that. I mean, it's it's getting all the saves in, and like you can see here, this is only taking up 47K. So um, it's very very much real time, and some of the things like I mean, kind of want in that you know can be super helpful in the real time collaboration is like you can do chat and you know which is nice. I mean, it's really got. I mean, if you think about it, like I'm coming over. I'm trying to replace some of my stuff that I've been using on um, using iCloud for, like the note taking. Still trying to find something to switch to handle the calendar part of it, but like note taking. I mean, I've used some of the real time like stuff with Google Docs, and so kind of I saw that I was like, oh, that'd be kind of interesting because like um, sometimes when you know I used it when we were putting together an inventory at work, and it was really helpful as there were two of us going around to both because we started off we were just like you know we each keep track of stuff, and then you know end of the day I'd copy and paste stuff together. Um, but it was super helpful when we switched to using a Google Doc to both be able to edit the document at the same time, to kind of have that chat feature, to just kind of be like, hey, did you get this? Or I'm here. I'm going just finish this room, going to where I'm going next. And you're able to just, because you need to boot up the computer, every place you're going, and to kind of get your information. And so it's quick, easy just to open up that Google Doc, put in the information and stuff. Um, so that stuff, kind of stuff, is, I mean, they're doing it really well. And I mean, I had looked at this, the paper docs, not the paper docs, paperworks. Um, and um, when I first looked at it, I kind of looked at what it was going to take to set up the server, and uh, the server for it, and it was just kind of, it wasn't going to be the easiest task. And so I kind of went looking at other options. But with Sandstorm, like what I guess the strength of Sandstorm is that it is just so easy to set up. I mean, you're set up and you're ready and you're off and going, and um, it makes things really easy. Like that's that's what is just how easy it is to set up stuff and to get off and going. And I'm just hoping that like as you know, 'cause I don't know how long it's been around. I mean, I actually came across it because I was clicking on, it was another project. I think it was, what was it? I forget which one. I think it may be this Wakan command board, and I clicked on that and to look at their demo, and they just do their demo on Sandstorm, um, which makes sense if you have an app here. You know, their free accounts for most of them are probably big enough to be able to do that you know, that demo. I mean, and it's not costing them anything. So, I mean, why wouldn't you do it? Kind of a thing. Um, but yeah, so I mean, it just makes things. I mean, it just made that project with paper work. Just you know, so easy to set up. It was like, oh yeah, we can try this. We can do this. And then to just have that. I mean, so I feel like ease of use, and I mean, just make it. I guess yeah, because I was thinking through the one thing I didn't earlier I mentioned the 5 grains. That's basically your 5 apps kind of limit. Um, which I mean here's like 4, and this one I probably won't even use, but I mean you can delete them pretty easily. Like you just come in and you just click delete, and you say really delete, yep. And then the other thing that makes it super nice is okay, it's gonna do a backup, and I'm just gonna download the backup. Okay, backup's done. Now this is okay. This is the confidence. Like, and these are all of my notes. I have these. Don't have these saved anywhere else, and we're gonna delete it. Gone. Now this is the beauty. This is the beauty. Restore from a backup. Okay. This is just awesome because I mean the only thing they could do to make this backup more awesome would be to be able to set it up to do maybe like an automated backup, kind of something like that would be nice. But I mean, so there. I mean, just in it wasn't even a minute or two. Maybe it's like a minute or two. I deleted all my notes and restored them all. Like it's that easy. Like, and the nice thing is like, so I can be doing all my work here super easy, and then when I get my own, I can just back it up and take it over there, and boom, and I'm ready to go and off and running, um, without you know, with barely with basically no downtime, which just makes it um awesome. Just kind of I found it else kind of interesting. Like I mean, you could run like your own in a way your email server kind of a thing. It basically it basically gives you like a long well, instead of just telling you about it. This is another one I looked at because I thought, oh, maybe it would allow me to maybe create like an online email client because that's kind of what it sounded like. Um, Not cool. It's more like here's your email server kind of a thing. Um, and I was trying to see in here. Basically, it gives you this long number at aos.sandstorm.io. That's where you send everything. And then anything that you send basically, you know, looks like it's coming from the email address that you use to sign up. So it's like, okay, it's not quite, it's more of a, setting up your own, essentially your own email server. in a way. Except you kind of, really to make it work, you have to have another email service. So, not, oh, not my opinion. I would rather like kind of like your the email client that's on your computer, except put it in the cloud, kind of an idea. Just because I have a bunch of different email addresses that I have for one reason or another, and it'd be nice to bring those all into one webmail client, and then also be able to send an email by any of the ones. Um, but you can't have, I guess you can't have everything. Um, but then you can also uninstall apps just as easy. I mean, you just click in and they're gone, done. Um, but yeah, I just find it like it's just well thought out. I mean, looks. I mean, it's got very nice. I feel like it's got a great user interface, and I feel like in a lot of ways, like if you've used a smartphone, which is like almost everybody, like you're gonna get the concept of you basically have an app store and you know installing apps and you know uninstalling apps, and you open them up and then you can switch between and kind of do your thing. Um, and overall, I feel like this is a way that you kind of have something that's very, I mean, perfect for anyone um, who doesn't want to spend a whole lot of time setting up the server, or somebody who's not technical. I mean, I feel like this is something that you could suggest to, your friends, your family, and they would be able to go in, get themselves set up and off and running very easy. Uh, but yeah, that's that's what I got for tonight. Looks like we're gonna have a shorter show this week. Just trying to get back into the flow of things after the last couple weeks. But yeah, I feel like the Sandstorm has made other projects just a lot more usable, just because it just allows for an easy setup. Um, and I guess the one thing, kind of on the security note of it, I just want to quick mention is the fact that uh, with the whole getting in, it sends you the email. I don't know if it sends you a one-time password. Um, and so that's good for like 15 minutes, and then it doesn't work anymore. And so that's, I mean, I guess the one thing I would say that if you know your password, it can be is a little bit quicker to get into your account with a password. Because with this way, you type in your email and then you have to wait for the email to come, and then. But other than that, it's not too bad, just in my opinion. Um, and the other nice thing is when you click to share access to somebody, like I did check, and it just shares access to that single page. Um, so, like, if I wanted to give somebody like access to a note, I could, go to the edit page on the note and then click share access, and then we'd be off and running. But yeah, that is Sandstorm, and something I think I'm definitely going to be using it for uh, my notes. Probably be using it. Put together some stuff for the show. But yeah, that's that. Um, it's just awesome. I guess I didn't. Let me I just throw it out there. If you are wanting to build a server, the requirements do, yeah. That's the one. The one thing is kind of a bummer. What? What? It does require a 64-bit Linux server. Needs to, and running the Linux kernel 3.13 or newer, and have at least 1 gig of RAM. 2 gig is recommended, but it's not bad. I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice if I could run it on like a 32-bit machine, but I guess not. Well, we got some stuff coming up. Some of these next few weeks, I think we're gonna have some pretty cool stuff. Next week should be pretty big. Some pretty cool stuff to talk about. 2 weeks, I'll be reviewing some Kickstarter stuff. A Kickstarter item I got. But yeah, got some cool stuff. Hopefully we'll get revving up and raring to go in February. Kind of been a little bit of a busy January, getting back into the flow of things. But yeah, we will see you next week. Till then, press forward and do cool stuff with technology, and don't break the bank doing it. See ya.